Shalom Yasharallah. This is Yabatazah. I'm over here in San Angelo, Texas. I'm about to speak about this Thanksgiving tradition that's about to come up here in a few couple of days. Uh, you know, basically, Thanksgiving is something that the so-called white man had decreed on this particular month of I believe it's uh, the fourth Thursday of the last of the month to observe, and where they sacrifice their turkeys and what have you. But the Most High never told us to do or to observe any of those things that the world do it, that the other nations do, or the world does. We have to go by exactly what the Most High gave us commandment to do according to the law. But I'm going to pull out scriptures. This is Jeremiah chapter 10, verse 1. Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. And that's the house of Jacob, which are the 12 tribes, the 12 tribes of Israel, which are you Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians. It says, Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. So the Lord is telling us not to learn the ways of the other nations, the heathen. Verse 3, for the customs of the people are vain. It's not going to profit you anything. And at that, you're being a partaker of Esau's table, which he's a devil, and and they're the ones that are giving thanks for doing what they did to the Native American Indians. They butchered them and murdered them, and they stole the land. So you Negroes and Latinos that are observing this wicked holiday, y'all are saying that it was okay what they did to the Native American Indians. You're supposed to be condemning this day, or the Thanksgiving day. All right. Uh, is real quick. Leviticus 18:2. Speak unto the children of Israel and say unto them, I am the Lord your power. After the doings of the land of Egypt, wherein ye dwelt, shall ye not do. So the Lord is telling the Israelites that whatever you learn in Egypt, don't be doing those customs. Don't be you know don't try to continue to practice those things. And after the doings of the land of Canaan, whither I bring you, shall ye not do, neither shall you walk in their ordinances. See, so whenever the Most High, whatever land the Israelites were taken to and are driven to, they were supposed to rehearse the righteous acts, which are the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. And it says, Leviticus 18:4, ye shall do my judgments and keep my ordinances to walk therein. I am the Lord your power. Ye shall therefore keep my statutes and my judgments, which if any man do, he shall live in them. I am the Lord. So that's a commandment, not to whatever land the Israelites are dispersed to the four corners of the earth. They're still to continue the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of their ability, and not to follow after the way of the heathen, or the natural Gentiles, their customs and their traditions. I'm going to jump all the way down to Leviticus 18:30. Therefore shall ye keep my ordinance, that ye commit not any one of these abominable customs, which are committed before you, and that ye defile not yourselves therein. I am the Lord your power. So Thanksgiving is an abominable custom because it's a tradition of men. All right. Uh, this is Ecclesiastes 7:2. It is better to go into the house of mourning than to go into the house of feasting, and that's what everybody, the majority of the world is going to go into the house of feasting on I believe it's November 22nd, and we all used to be part of the world to where we were being partakers at that table. And everybody you know just indulges themselves into eating the turkey, the stuffing, whatever else they got, man. I can't remember, but like the scriptures say in Ecclesiastes 7:2, it is better to go into the house of mourning than to go into the house of feasting, for that is the end of all men, and the living will lay it to his heart. Sorrow is better than laughter, for by the sadness of the countenance the heart is made better. The heart of the wise is in the house of mourning, but the heart of fools is in the house of mirth. So whenever you put your heart in the house of mourning, you're considered to be wise. You know, and in Romans chapter 12, it tells us to Romans 12:15 says, "Rejoice with them that do rejoice, and weep with them that weep." And the Native American Indians, you know, I'm pretty sure, man, they ain't rejoicing on that day. They're weeping, you know. But the scriptures say, "Weep with them that weep." You know, be of the same mind one toward another. Mind not high things, but condescend to men of low estate. Be not wise in your own conceits. So we have to condescend ourselves to men of low estate, and mourn with those brothers, or you know, you know. But the point is that it's better to be in the house of mourning, and in the house of in the house of mourning. So and in the but the heart of the fools, but the heart of fools is in the house of mirth. It's feasting, celebration, joy. But the scriptures back all that up to prove to us all these people that are going to observe on this day and take part at that table. They're they're uh they're not wise. And so to pull out, I guess, Exodus 23. Exodus 23 and 2. Thou shalt not follow a multitude to do evil. And that's the majority of the people today. Like I said, we all know that they're observing. They're getting ready for Thanksgiving, and that's a multitude. So we can't follow after a multitude to do evil. This is Luke chapter 16, verse 15. I'll start at verse 14. And the Pharisees also, who were covetous, heard all these things, and they derided him. And he said unto them, You are they which justify yourselves before men, but God knoweth your hearts. For that which is highly esteemed among men is an abomination in the sight of God. So Thanksgiving is an abomination in the sight of the Most High. Okay, real quick, I don't want to stay on this for too long. This is James chapter 4. James chapter 4, verse 4. You adulterers and adulteresses, know ye not that the friendship of the world is enmity with the Most High? Whosoever therefore will be a friend of the world is an enemy of God. So you got to choose, who you're gonna serve. And Thanksgiving is part of the world. This is Colossians chapter 2, verse 8. Beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit, after the tradition of men, after the rudiments of the world, and not after Christ. Thanksgiving is not after Christ. Just an example of what was going on at the time of Yahweh Shai. about traditions of men. This is Matthew 15:1. Then came to Yahushua scribes and Pharisees, which were of Jerusalem, saying, Why do thy disciples transgress the tradition of the elders? For they wash not their hands when they eat bread. But he answered and said unto them, Why do you also transgress the commandment of God by your tradition? Continue on. So the Pharisees and the scribes basically saying that uh, the disciples were going off because they weren't washing their hands, which was a tradition of men. Nowhere in the Bible, nowhere in the law of the Most High did he say for us to wash our hands before we eat food. And Yahweh Shai said, by your tradition you transgress against the commandment. This is Mark 7:6. He answered and said unto them, well hath Isaiah prophesied of you, hypocrites, as it is written, This people honoreth me with their lips, but their heart is far from me. Howbeit in vain do they worship me, teaching for doctrines the commandments of men. For laying aside the commandment of God, ye hold the tradition of men, as the washing of pots and cups, and many other such like things you do, like Thanksgiving, Christmas. And he said unto them, Full well you reject the commandment of God, that you may keep your own tradition. So they're sinning by keeping their own traditions and not observing the Most High traditions, what's the law, statutes, and commandments. Yeah, so Thanksgiving is a wicked holiday, and it's a so-called white man's day. And you Negroes and Latinos don't have no business taking part in that day. But real quick, I'm going to end it with this scripture. This is Hosea chapter 4 verse 6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me, seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy God. I will also forget thy children. So that's it on that, you know. Uh, but yeah, Thanksgiving is the so-called white man's day. He came and stole this land from the Native American Indians and killed a lot of Indians. So uh, I want to end it with that and just say all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh or Yahweh Shai. Double honor to the elders and to you brothers out there in the highways and the byways putting the truth out in sincerity. But until then, shalom.